Good afternoon and welcome to this first ever concert by the Lowcountry Youth Wind Symphony. We are excited to do this. As I was getting ready for this afternoon's performance, I was thinking back to our first rehearsal, which was on February 8th of this year, first time we brought these student musicians together. And I'm doing a little math there going, okay, so we've gotten together on those weeks that didn't include vacations and church events 13 times. We rehearse an hour and a quarter at a time. So we've done about 16 hours of rehearsal to get ready for today, which, as you'll hear in this program this afternoon, has its challenges. And the kids have stepped up to it. The first rehearsal, I put some music in front of the kids, and they played it. And they had that look like, is that all there is? So I said, okay, well, let's try this one, and let's try this one. And for the first 3 weeks, we kept raising the bar and making things a little bit more difficult because they were able to do it. So it's been exciting to watch this group come together and be ready to play this afternoon. Yesterday afternoon, because I had nothing else to do, I watched the movie Great Escape, which was on in the afternoon, and that opening march that we just performed for you, dedicated to the 50 airmen who were murdered on their way back to that prison camp, Stalag Luft 3. Great movie and a lot of fun. So we're not going to do a lot of talking this afternoon. You came here to hear the kids play, and there are a couple of older teenagers, as you can see, back here, filling in some places where we didn't have some student musicians. And they give me a lot of trouble, but what can I do? The kids are fine, the grown-ups, not so much. So we're going to go through a program this afternoon. We have a chance to pay tribute to a member of Church of the Palms, which we will do. And we will next do Gettysburg and then some music from Star Wars. So sit back, enjoy, and we're glad to be here with you. which this microphone is, from Star Wars. I get that same response when I have technology problems at home. It's on. We wanted to do something from Star Wars, and there were two possibilities. The easy one, and the one that I chose. Never do it the easy way, when with a little more effort, you can do it the hard way. The kids did a great job with this. It was not an easy piece to put together. Bravo, John. So we've got A lot of Americana in this afternoon's program, as you can see. Gettysburg from the title theme from that movie back several years ago, with a great cast talking about those 3 days in July of 1863. We do a little bit more Americana with this Cumberland Cross. 2 sections, a nice slow section that features the woodwinds and then the brass, and then a little bit quicker passage, which gets us all to noodle a little bit. And I never play any wrong notes because my baton never does. Cumberland Cross.
I am Pete Burnson. I get to represent Church of the Palms this afternoon, and I am blown away. You are awesome. And I get to say I was here on the first Thursday, and I heard your first Thursday. And I came back. So we are all thrilled that you are here. About the symphony and the choir are preparing to do 2 numbers, and I am to ask you at this point to start preparing to write your checks. Because you can see in the program that this symphony is self-supporting, and so they rely on donations from generous people like you. And so I'm asking you to start preparing to do that. And so that you don't feel kind of out of sorts, I've asked the church members of Church of the Palms to write 2 checks. One to support the symphony, and then one in honor of a man that we're trying to honor today, Mike Porter. It was about 3 years ago when Mike, the leader of this congregation, gathered us in an off-site place to do a visioning. What could Church of the Palms do in Okatee? If you aren't familiar with that, this building is all we had, is right here. And in that meeting, we said, the community of Okatee needs us. How can we do something to make a community center where the people of Okatee could gather, and those between Bluffton and Beaufort could gather, and we could do something bigger? Mike Porter led that charge, and one of the things that came out of that was to build a new Christian Life Center, which you will get to see as you come and join us for a reception following the concert. Mike was the torchbearer of that vision that said, let's build something that we could open the doors wide. Well, we were still in the construction. There was still, I don't even think there was sheetrock when you and Sherry came and talked to Portia, our Director of Children and Youth and Family Ministries, and said, would there be a possibility in your dream for a youth wind symphony to come and practice? Portia and I looked at each other and went, yeah. As soon as you can. And so we scoped around, and so this has become a reality. Unfortunately, in the middle of the building process, as he was chairing the committee that was responsible for the building, Mike was diagnosed with cancer and died before he could see it. Kay, his wife, is here today, and I know she joins me in saying that Mike would have been so thrilled, so absolutely thrilled to see all of these young people and all of your gifts and talents be shared. And so we are so honored that you would allow us to host you as you practice and you learn to play together and make beautiful music. And so I hope you've written big checks, because now the symphony is going to perform 2 numbers, and I'll be back for others to collect those checks. But know that we are so appreciative to you, Don, for your expertise and your vision, and Sherry and all the directors of this symphony. I think you need to be recognized. So all the directors, all the steering committees, stand up. These are the ones that do all the hard work. Thank you. And let's hear some more music. ushers to come forward that you might be generous in your contributions. And then a reminder after this program, please, if at all possible, come down to the fellowship hall for some light refreshments and an opportunity to personally thank each and every one of the members of the symphony. So here comes the ushers, and let's have more music.
Before we play our final selection, on behalf of what we call the Core Four, Sherry, Christina, and Cassie, whose brainchild formed the structure for the Youth Symphony, and about 2 years of Sherry nagging me until I said I would do this. Her father is laughing over here because he knows. It was an idea born maybe 2 years ago, and it started to take shape last spring before I headed north for the summer. And Sherry and I met with Pastor Pete and Portia. And as the good pastor said, we talked about the idea, and we've been welcomed with such open arms here at Church of the Palms. I can't even begin to tell you what it has been like always to have a home and to be so welcomed. Anything we need, we get. Whatever we've asked for, just tell us what you need and we'll do it. So to Pastor Pete, Portia, and all the good people here at Church of the Palms, thank you. So the good pastor got you to open your wallets. I need you to open your tonsils now, because we're going to close with God Bless America, and we're going to play through it once, and then I'm going to turn around and I'll be taking names of anyone not singing when I do that. Okay? So it was free admission, but you'll have to pay to get out if you don't sing God Bless America with us, okay? We close, and we thank you all for being here with us this afternoon for the first of what I hope is many years of student music with the Lowcountry Youth Wind Symphony. Thank you so very much.